Hi, this is Chris McKaylee with a video podcast, and today I wanted to talk about the number of bill introductions in the 2023 California legislative session. Over the past decade, the California legislature, and of course its 120 legislators, the members of the Senate, 40 of them, and the 80 members of the Senate, they introduce anywhere between 1,900 and 2,500 bills per year for each year of the 2-year legislative session. Now, while fewer than 50 additional bills get introduced after that deadline, the 2023 legislative session has a higher number of introductions than normal, and actually the highest number in over a decade. Now, the only reasons, really two of them, for bills to be introduced after the deadline is either the Assembly or Senate Rules Committee granted a rule waiver, or it's a bill that's introduced by a committee. And those are the two that are not subject to that introduction deadline. So how many did we get in the 2023 session? By the February 17th deadline for introducing new bills for consideration in California's 2023 legislative session, we have 1,751 assembly bills and 881 Senate bills for a total of 2,632 measures. Then there are also 6 special session bills. We have a 1X extraordinary session. There are 3 special session bills in the Assembly and 3 in the Senate. Now, of particular interest to me is the fact that of those 2,632 bills that were introduced by the February 17th deadline, there are a lot of placeholder measures, over 1,000 of them. Basically, 40% of the introduced bills are placeholder measures as of the deadline. So there are 495 spot bills and 551 intent bills between the two houses. So that's a total of 1,046 placeholder measures between the Assembly and the Senate introduced as of the February 17th deadline. Now, people always ask, how does this compare? So for comparison purposes, I've put together a list of the total number of bills introduced by the two houses by the applicable deadline, the third Friday of each February, over the past decade. So last year, the total 2022 session bill introductions as of the deadline was 2,020. The total for 2021 bill introductions as of the deadline, 2,369. The total 2020 session bill introductions as of the deadline, 2,203. The total 2019 session bill introductions as of the deadline, 2,576. The total 2018 session bill introductions as of the deadline, 2,177 bills. The total 2017 session bill introductions as of the deadline, 2,495. The total 2016 bill introductions as of the deadline, 1,993 bills. The total 2015 session bill introductions as of the deadline was 2,297 bills. The total 2014 session bill introductions as of the deadline, 1,930. And finally, the total 2013 legislative session bill introductions as of the deadline, 2,256 bill introductions. I think the most important thing is that in the second year of the session, there are always fewer bills introduced than in the first year, or the odd numbered year of the session. So if history is going to be a guide, there will be at least 2,000 bills introduced next year, the second year of the 2023-24 California legislative session.